All right, so this is part two of our video here. So we got caught off this little part here. It says, how does water put out a fire? The heat of the fire boils the water drops, producing lots of water vapor. This gas pushes the air away from the flames. The fire is choked because it needs oxygen from the air to burn. The water also cools everything it's sprayed on, dampening the fire. Now you might wonder, how does my water get clean after it gets used? Well, that's where the sewage treatment plant kicks in. That's connected to our cities and our farms because, of course, animals and humans need clean water. River water doesn't just erode the land and whisk it away. When the water slows down, it can't carry all of that gravel, sand, and soil from upstream. It dumps the lot near the end of its journey to the sea, building up to the land. So the sewage treatment plant actually separates all that gravel, sand, and soil and any kind of unclean things from the water, and it makes it clean again. So then it pumps out the clean water back into the ocean. So then it's going round and round. Here we go. All of the water's adventures are part of the water cycle. The journey never stops. Water vapor in the air from the sea, evaporation, or plants, transpiration, forms clouds, condensation. The water vapor turns into watery drops, rain, snow, or hail falls to the ground, precipitation, and eventually runs back into the sea, runoff. Then the cycle continues as the seawater is heated by the sun, evaporation again. Where is the water? The recycling of water in the water cycle is essential as there's only a certain amount of water on Earth. About 0.1% of water is fresh and available on the surface, mainly in lakes, swamps, and rivers. About 0.8% of water is fresh but underground. About 1.7% of fresh water is locked away in glaciers and polar ice caps. There's also a tiny percentage of water in the atmosphere, surface soil, and inside living things. About 97.4% is undrinkable water, made up of the oceans, seas, and salty groundwater. That's a lot of undrinkable water. Wowee, look at that. There's a guy surfing. How old is the water on Earth? Most of it's older than the planet. It was in the dust and gas clouds that made Earth. More arrived in comets and meteorites. Water molecules, H2O, that's what scientists call water, don't stay the same throughout time, though. Often they are ripped apart and pass their hydrogen atoms around. Despite the hydrogen atoms dancing around between different partners, each H2O molecule remains an H2O molecule. So even though it comes up as evaporation, as steam, water vapor, it's H2O. If it's condensation, like it's cooling down to become a liquid, it's H2O. If it's coming down in precipitation, liquid or solid form, it's still H2O. And then as it's collected all the way in the water, like liquid water, it's still H2O. Those are called building blocks of water. So if you are an aspiring scientist, you might like to know this name, H2O. When you're older in chemistry, you might definitely remember it now that you know so much about the water cycle. And with that, we're going to say goodbye to our water cycle. It's a fun topic for sure. But tomorrow, we're learning all about birds. Bye bye, my friends. Enjoy the sunshine, flowers, fresh water, and go get some exercise. And we'll sing a song for music. Bye bye.